rest asleep. I'm holding a week-old copy of the London Times. I think everyone in this car has the correct newspaper, all reading the news of the world in the proper language.
Except there was that one man you pointed out, fantastically unethnic, blonde. I was reading the journal Virgin headlines, President Marcos assaulted. They moved to another car.
As I said, we remembered it because it was Memorial Day, and I was feeling so at home in the world, in that subway car, that there was a policeman standing next to us.
Oh, and then we heard the scream.
A scream?
Yes, the scream. Scream for me. Yes, like that. Only picture despair and fear.
I did scream with fear and despair. I always scream with fear and despair. Why else would you scream if it weren't fear and despair? Don't be close to the edge.
Pink, blue, look! As I said, imagine that, but with fear and despair. And the woman who screamed ran up the subway aisle towards the policeman standing by me.
What do I say?
You say that man down there, he put his hand on my, and then cry.
That man down there! Oh, he put his hand on my... Oh, I don't want to make fun of her.
The story is a photograph, subway snapshot.
Unbeknownst to the woman with the 78 RPM voice, the man who had put his blank on her blank had ran off the car when the subway had stopped at Wall Street.
Oh, the crazed capitalist of Wall Street!
Please, the edge, the edge!
A Chinese cook gets on at the stop and sits in the crazed capitalist's seat. He opens up a Chinese newspaper, dressed all in white, his chef's cap falling out of the Chinese newspaper.
Fitting in perfectly with our car.
The woman pulls the cover back, goes across from her place and says, "That's him."
That's him.
The Chinese cook looks up, no English.
No English?
The woman begins hitting him. "You touched me," she cried bitterly.
I won't do that.
"You touched me!" The Chinese cook holds up his Chinese newspaper for protection. The other passengers tried to tell the cop what happened as we sped away under the river towards...
Where's the crazy capitalist now? I saw running up Maiden Lane, snatching up ladies' spots on Beaver Street. Run!
Oh, the cop understands what happened and pulls the woman away to protect the Chinese cook. Everybody begins to
Everyone
laugh.
laughed wildly. It was fantastic.
Oh, the distance under the river gave us all a terrible objectivity found only in the place of Moliere.
The women they began screaming at us, "Are you all sick? Are you all sick?" But we couldn't help it.
Oh, her pain was worthy of the Bach high out of Aristophanes via Menander passing to Terence.
She was in such a panic that this woman couldn't hear the explanation that this Chinese man wasn't the blank who put his blank on her blank.
The policeman holds her back. The Chinese cook transforms into Buster Keaton. Fatude, Noel, coward, held the door open for a more nimble escape.
"Are you all sick?" she cried at us.
The woman cries, "Oh, you touched me." Explain what happened, but she wants nothing. I don't even want your badge
I don't
number.
even want your badge number.
I want nothing to do with any of you.
Anything to do with
If this is the human race.
This is the human race.
She tries, she won't let anyone speak. Give no explanation.
Don't speak.
Doors open at once. Watching it all the time. That's what it's saying.
just march up 2 blocks to Canal Street and you wait for a streetcar marked Desire. The way you said marked. I always thought Tennessee Williams was a poet, but he just wrote down the way people spoke.
In England, I rode in on a bus from Kensington. 2 women sat in front of me. I didn't think they were together till one turned to the other and said, "Oh, Hillary had another suicide attempt this weekend." And then the other woman turned and said, "Well, what did her husband say this time?" And then the other woman said viciously, "Oh, Hillary's not going to tell anyone about this episode." And then they resumed the silent, strange ride. I always thought of that bus line as the Harold Pinter bus line. That's all poetry is. See, Pinter understood the neighborhood on an ordinary day. A day that's not a holiday. The lingo of the streets, the way the town fits on the tongue on an ordinary day. Not a hysterical day like a holiday. No poetry on holidays. You've made a decision. Pink, green, lavender, mauve, blue, green, pink, sunny.
I'm leaving America. It's not my holiday. It's not my home. It's been here 12 years. I'm not American. The biggest myth in the world is that America and England are the same. We should share a language, but I don't understand it. I want to understand the rhythms of the street. There is a shorthand in the street. I don't understand it. I don't understand what anyone's saying. I want to go home. Reclaim my language. Fireworks lie secret codes. I've decided it. I'll be back in England by the 1st of September. I love holidays. I just find it difficult to survive on the days that are not holidays.
Pink, green.
1976. Tall Ships Day. I came here in 1965. My God. I spent a third of my life in New York. Just adding it up now. 1/3, my God. I was never supposed to stay, and now it's home. 1/3, my God.
Bells swung up and bells swung down.
You can't leave America. Are you doing April Fools? You know I can't leave. I know you're assuming that I am not going with you. I teach. I can't up and leave. We put so much work into this apartment, I can't afford it myself. What am I going to do? I couldn't live here with anyone else. This is our home. We found this place. We made it what it is. We made it the show place it is. The place where our friends can come and watch holidays. We had Easter dinner here, right here on this terrace, even though it was cold. We had Thanksgiving dinner here because that was the day we met. You can't move away and make decisions like that and just announce it.
You'll have summer holidays. You can visit me then.
That's not the same.
And with the budget flights, it's like commuting. Don't lean over.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you wanted to sublet it.
Sublet? I can't even look over the side.
Stardust Blue, that is a great one. That is a great one.
Oh, they're playing Rhapsody in Blue.
I'll make it the national anthem. Red.
Come on.
That's not
Is it all over?
Just stop it.
Screw you, Macy's! We want a finale!
There we are. Pry our car loose from down there. I dread the elevator ride down. I'm embarrassed to tell you. We're moving to New Jersey. A house. Green. New Jersey isn't poison, is it? We're buying. Bye.
fireworks festival in Nice. The Chinese entered it with a silver vase. And then they filled the vase with a gladiola bud. And then the gladiolas blossomed. And then the petals fell, and the gladiolas withered.
All in fireworks.
Unforgettable.
And where was Chairman Mao?
Nothing political. Just beauty.
I'll always remember these blues tonight. Every time I see Wisteria, I know I'll think of tonight.
I'm sorry, but this shot. Oh, yeah. Sorry,